Backstory. A long time ago, the Mahaks, the gene sorcerers, ruled the whole of the galaxy for a long time. But they did great things, like they invented the Titans of Ul, and they invented, well, they did much of gene sorcery things. They had a thing going for themselves. They tried to do a experiment on Minos that did not go well, and they left that one. But their thing was that they were so power hungry that they manipulated the other races like they wanted, like puppets, and then so people did not feel well at all with their dominance. They were well, they were not really empathic. So then came the Lasaks, these horrible guys. But unlike the Mahaks, they were warlike, and they were a beginning race, and they used the other races to, well, come to power. They promised them peace, and that's actually what they delivered, because they had the artifact that transported the Mahaks' home world. It went bloop, and now no one have seen them since. But then the Lasaks turned out to be quite horrible at administration, or not. Actually, they were too powerful in that they were really controlling. They put a big ban on every kind of warship. All they were the only ones allowed to use warships and carriers, and they had a big deal with the Ysarel the Ysarels, that they used them as spies for the whole of the galaxy. So everyone was being spied upon the whole time. And then they also, for the bigger planets, they had this biological warfare thing going on, that they poisoned their food so that they would not rise up and want to lead themselves. And the biggest thing of all, they suppressed all kinds of technology. So that meant that the University of Jolnar had it really bad, because they couldn't take anything at all. So everything was stagnating, and just police work after police work after police work. So then came the revolt. Of course, it was led by the Jolnar, because they didn't have they couldn't stomach it, not in researching anymore. But they had help from the nomad society that had been trying to do time travel thingies, and they had help with other races, because of course the Lasaks did not approve of cloning, but the Yin Brotherhood had secretly put themselves in here and had worked hard to become a big race. So they joined in the fight to crush the Lasaks, and also the extra society. They paid dearly for their participation. They got bombed, and many of their populations died. And then that was, there were there were 6 big participants in the revolt, and it was bloody. And in the end, the Lasak home planet got destroyed. Someone found the technology, probably. So that's what happened. Now the thing is over, but the extras have they cannot control. They really need to reorganize their society and build, and the Jolnar there, so they got a big plague going on their continents and in their ships, so they have lost a lot of their guys as well, so they cannot come into power as well. And even though the nomad is a good faction, it somehow end up like the leader of the nomad somehow got assassinated, probably by the last Israel assassin that was loyal to the Lasaks. The Israel did quite well in the war because they don't have much. They didn't get bombarded because their population was all over the place. Important news that had to be delivered was that the clan of Tsar was also always considered to be an outcast in the Lazak society. So now when the war started, the Tsar managed to join, had the call to join and gather in their asteroid field base, and now they're calling everyone of the Tsar to come and join because they're wanting to find their home planet. The Nas Rohan were smart in it, that they did not much participate in the war. They just cleaned their planet. So now they have a carrier fleet ready to expand to the galaxy. Oh, what I did not, of course, mention is that the Empyrean has been here all along, but they don't participate in the Galactic Council in any way. They are so pacifistic, but they live in the dark, which is a big nebula, and of course all scanners are useless in the dark, so you cannot see what units they have, but they have been peacefully sitting out there in space. They don't need any planets. They just ride around in vacuum and eat nothing. That they're a weird race, but they speak so slowly. It's like talking to an ant. So people don't like to talk about them much. So that's. Oh yeah, but now when the Lasaks fell, there is missing political power in the universe, and people, of course, that means that pirates have started appearing in different spots on the board galaxy, but to battle that, the Guild of Mercenaries has taken control of Megatar Rex and is starting to spread from there to try to neutralize the pirates and, of course, to promote their own mercenary units, which is their thing. But they also do not want political power. So the big thing is that what will happen now? Who will take political power? Well, of course, it will probably be the Vinnu, because they did, of course, not suffer from the war because they were hiding behind their desks. So they have a small army, not big at all. The other considerable candidate is the Ankh-Farai. I talked about them. The Mahatmen made the race in Minos that they tried to do the perfect soldiers, but they actually failed. But they made half of the perfect soldiers. The Farai race is a perfect soldier race, but then they systematically flip over to the Ankh side of things, which makes them totally pacifistic, and they just like want their herb gardens to prosper. And then they flick back to the Farai, and then they war. So that's one, of course, that this has been always. They have been developing their society as long when the Lasak was in power, and of course they did not get away from the planet, but now they probably will get away from the planet. That's it. See you in the morning. Bye.